Damn, bro, you feel me? How y'all doing? My fault. I'm here. My bad. YouTube acting a fool like they ain't wanna, like you don't know who I am or something. I don't know what's going on. So to my people that's on Instagram, please head over to YouTube. We're live on YouTube right now. Y'all know how this works. We migrating this over. So please meet me on YouTube so we can have this conversation. We can rock out and make this make sense. So I'll catch y'all there. So, you know what I'm saying? Catch me there. Yeah. So what's up with my people? Thank you for being here on time. I know I'm late. Forgive me, but I came dressed accordingly. I came. That's the best I can do. Forgive me for that. I came dressed accordingly though. We here. How y'all doing? Yeah. Let me see. We just getting everything together. Yeah, we live. You know how we finna do it. You know what's finna go down. Let me see. You know what's about to go down. Fashionably late, huh? Yeah, you feel me? So, as we get this thing started, I want to say thank you. Welcome to another great Mentor Monday, another great week, another great. It's December now. It's December now. Man, it's December. You get one more month. One more month to do something make sense for next year, to line yourself up, to align yourself correctly, and make that all do what it do. So, I get to pass this time. I appreciate it. I'm still figuring out the use. I don't know why I was tripping on me like I was lame or something. I don't know why I was acting like I was lame. I cannot tell you why I was doing that, but I'm gonna do better. You feel me? So, mm, as I get my drink, I want to say welcome to Mentor Monday. This is the second episode on YouTube, and This is a great time to explore. This is a great time to be curious. This is a great time to invest in yourself. This is a great time to invest in the community. So I feel like this shit is so important. Oh yeah, come on now. You know what's up. You feel me? But this is a great time to be in touch with yourself. This is a great time to align yourself with people that's on the same journey as you. So when I say this is fundamental, I want y'all to understand that I mean that. I mean that this is what we're doing right here is very important. This situation that we building, this community that we building, this shit is needed. What's up with y'all? If you on here, please meet me on YouTube. You know the vibes. Y'all know where to meet me at. So if you on here, I'm gonna leave this up a little bit longer just to let y'all know where we at with it. But we are going to proceed on YouTube. So to my people on time, thank you. So let's get this introduction out the way. Welcome. This your first time. Welcome. This is your second, third, fourth, fifth time. Welcome back. Y'all know where y'all at. Mentor Monday. The place where we explore ourselves, the place where we change paradigms, the place that we laugh, we cry, we joke, but ultimately we heal. You feel me? We heal. And that is the main objective. The main objective is to open your mind to explore, open your mind up to change, open your mind up to possibly change your paradigm. So we have fun here, but we also get work done. And that work is done internally. You feel me? So yeah. So if you done been here before, you know what it is. If you have not, let me explain the rules to you. Rule number one: if you want to come in the house, speak. You don't come in no black person house and don't say hey. So I don't like all that rude shit. So let's keep everything a bean. If you here, just talk. You have value. So rule number one: if you're gonna be here, please be present. That's all I ask. If you're gonna be here, be present. Let your energy be felt. Because this is not a situation where I'm just talking to y'all and lecturing y'all on something. This is a community where we're all working together trying to figure out what the hell life is right now. We all struggling together. I promise you. You are not alone in your problems. You are not alone in your shortcomings. You are not alone in your success. This is a community of all that. Rule number two: um, don't ever forget that you have value. As long as you in this room, when you leave this room, if you have never practiced having value and proceeding and moving and grooving like you have value, I'm gonna teach you today. Because the things that you're gonna hold on to that you might think is nothing might be everything to somebody else. The things that we go through in life that we've already mastered, people are still looking for those answers. So don't just let me talk. When it's a question, when you see people interacting in the chat, jump in there because you might have something to add that they need. It's not just me talking. You have value and you have a reason to be here. And that's what the main essence of confidence is understanding that you deserve to be in this room and also being brave enough to offer what you have. That's it. You feel me? Rule number three: don't be weird. Do not be weird. A different perspective does not mean confrontation. We're not here to argue about who's right and who's wrong. We're here to open our minds up to different perspectives and understand that validity and truth flows like water. Truth is not concrete. It's up, down, all around, left and right. Truth got a million ways to be, but it has a million ways to be received. So I want to make sure everybody remain respectful. Everybody keep the mission. Let's stay on the mission. Let's not lose track of focus. If even if you disagree, just take your time and listen and see if you can understand and start to warp your perspective to see validity in somebody else's point that you might not agree with. So this ain't about right and wrong. This is about perspective. That's it. That's all. Now, number 4, if you're being weird, you will be out of here, because this is a space I've been curating for years now. If you've known me, you've known I've created this space for years. I don't play about it, and I don't play about the people feeling safe in here. This is a safe space to think. So I don't do no weird shit. If you on some weird trolly shit, you out of here expeditiously, because I don't play about this here, and y'all shouldn't either. So with that being said, how y'all Monday going? You said, bro, I'm not even trying to be a pastor, you feel me? But you dig the pool pit suit, don't you? Hello, you feel me? So please, thank y'all for joining on the gram. Please make your way over to YouTube if you have the time. If you got the time to really sit and really engage in this real quick, jump in with me. We're gonna talk, have a good time. And I got something to give y'all. We got something to talk about. We got subjects. So tell me this. We're gonna start here. It's 45 people in here. Let me feel that energy. Where y'all at? So how y'all Monday going? How was y'all week? I ain't talked to y'all in a week. How y'all been? What have you been struggling with? What have you succeeded with? What has changed your life? But from Monday to Monday is a long time. So feel me and catch me up. I ain't seen you in a minute, cousin. What's up? Talk to me. Got promoted today. Congratulations. Where you work? I turned the big 25. God is good. Okay, quarter. Yeah. That's a blessing, man. When I tell you the blessing, aging is a blessing. Aging is a blessing if you let it be. Don't be that one where you feel like you stuck and you different because you aging now. Now you getting wiser. It's a blessing to get older. For real, for real. Every Monday been more. Oh, come on now. Every Monday been marvelous. I like that. I appreciate that, bro. Yeah. My boy in the gym tapped in. Get them reps in. You feel me? Yeah, that's consistency. That'll take you somewhere. That'll put you ahead of somebody else that's not being consistent. That's all I'm gonna say. But when I tell y'all we got something to talk about tonight, I've been reading hella chapters. I've been left up and out. Hey, I'm gonna give y'all one more rule. That Thanksgiving food is done. I'm talking to y'all too. If you on here, please make your way to YouTube. That Thanksgiving food is done. It is expired. Throw it out, or you will pass away. It is over with. Stop trying to hold on to things because they bring you a momentary amount of goodness. It brings back the memories. That food is done. It's over with. It's cooked. It's dead. Finito. Don't let me hear about you eating nothing from Thanksgiving. Don't let me hear that. And I'm going to turn that into something, because people will hold on to something that they remember because the memory of Thanksgiving feels good. I'm going to hold on to this food. I'm going to do. It's over with. That's over with. You're going to be in ICU. Yeah, you hear what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? You're going to be in ICU. It's going to be a celebration because, stop playing. And while we talking about that, before I get into what I'm going to get into, I want to make this point. The refrigerator don't make things last forever. Hello. Just because you put something in the refrigerator does not mean it's going to last forever. Everything has an expiration date, even that Thanksgiving food, no matter how good it is. No matter how none of that is, you're going to be in that motherfucker stiff. Eating that goddamn food. So don't be afraid to dispose of something that's past this date. Hello. How many people holding on to something that's past its date, and it's gonna take you down the longer you hold on to something you're not supposed to hold on to? Hello. I ain't gonna get on y'all case yet. We ain't gonna go too deep into that just yet, but I'm gonna let y'all know we got something to talk about tonight. But I'm gonna let y'all go first. Y'all tell me where y'all want me to take it, and we'll go from there. And while we at it, I also want to say I appreciate y'all. Like, this whole transition to YouTube is not easy. It's it's something that was very challenging for me. It's something that I'm still learning. I'm a student again. And sometimes I don't feel like I'm doing my shit. Like I don't feel because it's something new, it's uncomfortable. And I'm trying to embrace that. So it's me trying to figure out, what do I look like on YouTube? What is my presence? What is my gift? What am I giving? You feel me? So yeah, this whole new YouTube is an experience, y'all. This is new for me. But I don't mind being in a space of uncomfortableness with y'all because I trust y'all. And we building and we growing. So let's grow together. Officer to detective. Talk that shit. Talk that shit. What's up with it? If you are live on here, please meet me on YouTube. Y'all know what the YouTube is. It's in my bio. It's in my story. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. But please, let's slide over to YouTube and make it make sense. Okay, let's talk about Jesus, and you can talk about him. I'm not Christian. So if you feel the need, if the spirit is over you to talk, do your thing. I ain't gonna hush nobody. Talk about it. As a brother, have you ever had difficulty building an entrepreneurship with different brands you collect? When it comes to brands, bro, the consistency that I've said no. I've said no to different brands because they didn't align internally with what I mean, my ethos, my character, my structure, my moral fibers. I've said no to a lot of money because it wasn't who I was. Like if you notice on my page, I stopped doing liquor because I don't drink. So I stopped doing liquor a long time ago. And I was like, nah, this ain't me. And understanding who I was in this state, in this frame of being an influencer is very important because social media don't teach you how to find yourself. It's only gonna make you more lost. Social media don't help you find yourself. It ain't out here trying to give you, it ain't guiding you in the right direction when it comes to finding who you are. When it comes to working with brands, you have to know yourself enough to stand for you. You have to know you enough to stand for you. Excuse me. You can't be afraid to say no for something that's not for you. You can't let money, you can't let money make you do stuff that ain't really about your character. So have I had difficulties? I wouldn't say it was difficult because I always knew who I was. Now, a whole nother perspective. If I didn't know who I was, oh yeah, I'd be social media turned me every way but loose. I can't lie to you. You gotta, it's a this shit is the ocean. It's a shark. It ain't nothing but sharks. It ain't nothing but piranhas. It ain't nothing but danger out here. If you ain't got no good boat, you ain't got no good swimming skills. You ain't got no good no floaties, no rap. Hey, social media is a scary place if you're not ready for it, man. But it's always been when I first started, I give you this. It was nobody like me doing this. I was an influencer before it was influencing. I was doing this in 2018. You feel me? Like it was nobody I could look left or look right or look up or look down to say, hey, how do you do this? No, I had to pave my way. That's why I'm very adamant and I'm very selfish with how I do this because nobody walked with me. Nobody guided me through this. Nobody told me how to send a brand message. Nobody told me how to be consistent. Nobody told me how to always be the best version of you. Nobody told me this. So when I don't play about this because I had to get it out I had to build this for myself. It wasn't a black influencer when I first started. It was none of that. Long time ago. It feel like 20 years ago. Like when I first started really doing influencing, brands was not even on social media yet. Huh? That don't even make sense now. That don't even sound right now. That what? Come on now. That was 6 years ago, 5, 6 years ago. Man. Okay. This week I fucked up at work. I'll be yesterday the same. Okay. I don't want you to a mistake is only a mistake if you choose not to learn from it. I'm not a person that wants you to stray away from mistakes. I'm not a person that wants you to try to mold yourself into a perfect person that's gonna do everything right. Man, you're gonna make a mistake. You're gonna fall short. You're gonna forget something. You're gonna misplace something. You're gonna not hit the you're not gonna hit the goal every time. You're not gonna score a touchdown every time you throw the ball. You're not gonna hit the baseball every time a pitcher throw it at you. Life gonna give you a lot of things you might seem to fail at, but failure is only the acceptance of not choosing to take the lesson from the opportunity. Failure in itself is an opportunity, bro. And I had to trick my mind to understand that failure is not really failure unless you internalize it as a loss. It's all about what you choose to internalize. Yay. Do you believe in accepting any job that's not for you because of a crucial look? I believe in survival. Now, we also have to understand that life happens in duality. You could try to do everything that you love, and it might not pay you back financially. Sometimes you're gonna have to do something you don't like. I really want to nail this home because you're not gonna love everything about what you do. It's gonna be some days you're not gonna want to do what it is. You can't be afraid to survive. The fun happens after that. I done had my time surviving, where I had to pick between buying photography equipment and eating, going to skate or staying at home. I didn't have the access to extra money to choose. Hello. So let's teach ourselves this quick little lesson. You're not gonna love everything about what you do. Some shit you gonna hate, but some things you have to do to tolerate to get to where you're going. Because the same way you drive through traffic to get to your destination, you say it's worth it because you know what your destination is. If you know you're supposed to be great, it don't matter what type of traffic you have to go through. It don't matter what you have to do. It don't matter what type of sacrifices you have to make. That you know what's going. You know at the end of the day, when you get to this destination, you're gonna reap the reward. Now, the important question is, what person or what version of yourself do you see on the other side of this traffic, on the other side of this friction, on the other side of this problem? Because you ultimately have to see yourself in such a great space that's worth it, that's worth this. Yay. You have to see yourself in a space that's successful. You have to see yourself in the light that's peaceful. You have to see yourself in this space and say you deserve to be there. Because you won't have imposter syndrome in a place that you already expected yourself to be. You only get imposter syndrome when you end up somewhere you never expected to be. So the way I want to frame this is, you cannot be afraid to sacrifice. And you must understand that you're not going to love everything about what you have to do to get to where you're going. I don't know one person that like being stuck in traffic, but I know everybody love when they get to where they're supposed to be. It might be a small inconvenience, but it's not going to stop you in your journey. Your journey don't stop because you got an inconvenience. I don't know who I'm talking to. I don't know who I'm talking to. I don't know who. But you have to understand that it's always going to be the sacrifice. Hello. 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 We got to understand these things. So if you are on here, please meet me on YouTube. I'm going to jump off the ground so I can jump into my notes, because we finna talk. I got something to talk about tonight, y'all, on everything. So I'm going to catch y'all on YouTube. If you're not there, please meet me there. Yeah. See, we ain't finna baby nobody. See, last time I kept the video up so people can jump on in. No, not tonight. We're going to go straight. We're going to get straight to business tonight. Straight to business. You late to class, it's all good. Come in, sit down, take your journal out. Your journey don't stop because of inconvenience. I mean that. And I'm not even talking to y'all. I'm talking to me. Because look, growth does not mean you're not going to run into the same thing that caused you trouble 2 years ago. You're not going to run into the same problem that caused you trouble 2 months ago. You're not going to run into that thing again. Growth is when you see it again, you act differently. Problems going to always exist. The only thing you can control is how you respond. It's always going to be a problem. I don't want to talk about the problems. I want to talk about how you respond to them. When the problem's not important, the lessons are important. So maturity is not trying to avoid everything that can hurt you. Maturity is understanding that you have the protection to survive anything that's coming at you. Maturity is seeing the same thing that caused you pain that almost destroyed you in your last season, seeing it again and say, bitch, what up? Huh? Maturity is preparation to go back into battle. That's what life is. Life is a constant rebattle. Because you're gonna win, and guess what? The next game just started. You ain't even got time to sit back with your wins. Because guess what? As soon as you win, life will start another game. And if you too focused on that last thing, it's gonna get your ass. Yee. Hello. Man. I'm talking to somebody. I'm talking to somebody. Okay, I'm young as hell, but sometimes I feel this failure just as an option. Look, let me tell you this. You can mistakenly put yourself in a place where you have to be perfect for your peace to exist. I don't want you to talk yourself into a corner where you can't fail. The younger you are, the more I advocate for you to fail, because you don't know what you like until you try shit. You can't go into the ice cream parlor that got 34 flavors and tell me, I just like this one. I'd rather you try everything and say what you didn't like so you can openly learn what you do. You only learn yourself through trial and error. You don't learn yourself through perfection. Nobody's learned themselves. I didn't learn myself through success. I learned me through failure. Hey, I learned myself through failure. I don't. My granny used to whoop my ass because I didn't like vegetables. I didn't have a reason not to like them. They just looked different, and I wasn't ready to accept the difference in what it was. You listen, like really listen to what I'm saying. The younger you are, the more I advocate for you to fail. That way you can learn what you want to do. I don't want you to win in one thing and only do that one thing. That way you're limited. That way you look up 10 years from now, you don't know yourself, you haven't experienced yourself, and you don't have no diversity because you was afraid to try something else and fail. Fuck failing. That should be your favorite thing to do when you're young. All right, let me try this. That didn't work. Let me try that. But I'm also not saying fail without the intent of success. I'm saying try everything in life and give everything your all. If your all doesn't equal the outcome you need, scrap it. It's fine. But I'd rather you go down saying I gave my all than to stay up and never fail and say I've always won. It, boy. And if anybody in here from the hood like I am, I'm gonna tell you this: if you talking to somebody and they say they ain't never lost a fight, they ain't never fought nobody that's worth fighting. If you ain't never lost in life, you ain't never fought a battle that was worth fighting. Because life is gonna get you. It's somebody out there for everybody. You big and bad, but it's always somebody big and bad. Hello. So let's apply that thesis to life. You're gonna make some mistakes. You're gonna do these things. You're gonna run into some problems that you can't solve right now. You might run into something that you might need to retract back, go get help, and hey man, help me jump this thing. Ooh, I don't know what the fuck this is. Help me jump this. Where are my partners at? Let me go get some people. Or you might realize and respect yourself enough to know I'm not ready yet. Hello. Okay, feels like L after L. Okay, let's talk about it. What was the last L you feel like you took? And this is a question for everybody. What is the last mistake that you feel like you had? This is a question for everybody. And this is before I even get into what I'm gonna talk about. I ain't even gotten to my notes yet. Oh, we gonna talk tonight. If y'all stay live with me, we gonna rock out. I promise you. I promise you. But I want to see where y'all going. I want to talk to everybody. There's 58 people in here, so talk to me. What was the last mistake you done made? It's okay. This is a safe space. I don't judge nobody. If you say you ain't made no mistake, I'm gonna look at you like this. You ain't gotta impress me, because I'm so imperfect. You ain't gotta impress me. I promise you. Ooh, you ain't gotta impress me. Talk to me while I go into these notes. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, these every YouTube will be live. I keep these live. You can go back and you can see the comments and everything, which is why I started on the YouTube. So thank you for tapping in. You got to go. I appreciate it. Getting in my own way, giving people a reaction who don't deserve it. Ooh, hello, hello. Letting people disrespect me, then being the bigger person instead of getting on their ass. Hey, I'm telling you, you cannot be afraid to have some repercussions about you. You cannot be afraid to have some whoop ass about you. Undervalued a female friend. Come on now. Made the most decision that was attached to a big move. Now I'm scared. Okay. Fumbling the girl. Hey, we out on fumble, bro. You can't catch every ball that's thrown at you. It's all right. We all fumble some. I feel like people really don't talk about sex addiction. Okay. People don't view it as okay, let's talk. Let's talk then. If you feel like people don't talk about it, we'll talk about it. That we can talk about addiction. We can talk about all that. So which way y'all want to go with it? But I did this exercise so you can see that problems are not singular to you. You are not alone in this thing. The troubles that you have, everybody got troubles. I don't give a fuck how a person dress them up. And I'm gonna say this: millionaires got millionaire problems. Billionaires got billionaire problems. Let's not label what we go through based on where we are in life. Let's just accept the fact that everybody go through. I don't care how you dress it up. I don't care how beautiful the car is, the house is. I don't care how beautiful nothing is. Everybody got their struggles. Everybody got something. Huh? Mm. I feel like I'm not emotionally available for someone. Oh, that's real. That's real. For my future woman. Okay. I don't know how to be more emotionally available for your mom. Okay. That's real. Agreeing to rekindle the friendship when I didn't currently have the capacity. Ooh, come on now. The capacity to do so. That's a word. And I can pull a whole sermon out of what you just said, but I ain't gonna do that shit. I ain't gonna go there yet. But I don't know how to be more emotionally available for a future woman. Okay, let's do this. I appreciate that openness because at some point we cannot be afraid to relearn and reform and reshape ourselves to be better for the person that we're supposed to have. It ain't nothing wrong with not knowing what you're supposed to have when you don't have it. If you don't have the knowledge, it's okay to make a mistake. But the moment, the fact that you can say what you said, let me know that you're in a space where you want to proceed to your next season. You just need direction. You just need navigation. It's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with deliberately trying to be better. Now, the only task for you to do is submit to the emotion, to submit to the ability to express. Now, how do you learn that? You can say, we can break the paradigm. We can say, I'm gonna give y'all this one. What was the first example of love you ever seen in your life? I want to start there. What was the first example of love that you saw in your life? And then we gonna go from there. I want to see something. I want to see something. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. My mom. Okay. Okay, then. I'm gonna throw 100 in there. I'm in the chat too. I'm throwing all kind of emoji. Yeah. TV. Ooh, my grandparents. Okay. My mom chose me and my siblings. Okay. Mom and pops reached 24 years of marriage. That's beautiful. My aunt and uncle, my parents. Okay. Okay. This is good. Having my first daughter. That is amazing. That's amazing. Mm, I need some sauce. This girl asked me, what's something you can do for me that I can't do for myself? What do you say? Why she being like that? I would say this. What's something that you can do for me that I can't do for myself? Oh my God. Okay. My response is based on how much do you want this? Do you like her, or do you see her as competition, or do you see it as a challenge to your ego? How do you want to answer that question? Because what I don't want you to do is do you want to take the financial route? Do you want to take the provisional route? Do you want to take the emotional route? Because a million ways you can answer that question, but it's based on the projection that you see her in your life. Because what I don't like is you challenging me because you're in a state of panic from your past relationship. You in this state of aggression, and you really not at peace. So I can't really see where you are. So my answer is based on how do you see yourself with her before I give you some advice. Because I got 6 or 7 different ways you can answer that. 6, maybe even 7. I got a few ways to answer that question right there. Because I just like her, she cool. Okay. If you just like her, she cool, then I don't see the need for it, because the question seems like it's coming from a place that has nothing to do with you, is what I'm saying. Because most people say that when they tired of running into people that's abusing them, when they have to be self-sufficient for so long, they're like, okay, what can you do for me? It's because I've been having to do for myself, presumably the whole time. So I want to see why she got there. So is she even in a space to be open, to be helped, to be collaborated with? I don't even know that answer for you, because the way she phrased the question lets me know that she's hyper independent, or presumably hyper independent. And the only issue with being super independent is you don't know how to take a helping hand, and you don't know how to collaborate with people that want to help you, because you're so used to being let down that you anticipate being let down. I can't really do anything. I can't make a mistake, because you're going to associate everything I do with said thing that you've been through. So if you want to just keep it a stack, yeah, you can say shit. What I want to give you, I want to give you some cool shit, but I don't even want to. What I want to say, I don't really want to give it to you, because I'm not in that season no more. So I can't even give you that. But as we start to conclude through the night, as we start to walk through this night, I want to start bringing my points in. Okay. If you're taking notes, walk with me. This is where we're going to start tonight. Growing plants and simply buying them fully formed is different. Now we can walk. I want you to walk with me and understand this. You got people that can grow plants. You got people that can cultivate. You got people that can add to your life. But you have people that can go to the store and buy all the plants they want, bring them home, they're going to die, and they can go buy them again. It don't matter. So this is going to be a lesson in intentionality and understanding what cultivation is, because not everybody can make you better. Not everybody can put you in a better season. Not everybody can help you walk through your problems. Some people can't grow shit. A person that can just purchase will never care for you enough as much as a person that can grow it and nourish it and see it come from nothing and raise up from the soil and really appreciation is something that you do when time is spent, when effort is spent, not money. Money don't teach you how to appreciate. Sacrifice, will, time teach you how to appreciate. So when I say I'd rather have a person that can grow a flower than buy a flower, I mean that. I mean that, because it's a big difference. I don't want you to get wooed. I don't want you to get swayed. I don't want you to get entranced with the person that can buy all the flowers in the world, but can't grow one and keep it alive to save his life, to save her life. A lot of people can take something, bring it home, but cannot sustain it. It will pass away, and guess what? They're gonna go find another one. Because some people are consumers, some people are scavengers, some people are producers. Hello. Mm. Mm. You hear me? Like, we really have to understand that the people that we're dwelling with in life, everybody ain't here to make you better. Some people are here for the you being who you are and them possessing you in that moment. You are the metal that they gonna wear around. They chest gonna be big as hell. They gonna take away they gonna take in all this oxygen, because they just want to possess you. And them even having you, them being able to say, Oh, I talk to such and such. I do this. That's the key. That's their goal. That's they win. They won with that. They're not trying to help you. They're not trying to walk through the storm with you. Hmm. Hmm. Hello. My issue, I can nurture someone else's roots while I neglect my own. See, look, let me tell you this. A person that cares about you enough will see you working on them, and while you actively making their life better, they're gonna water your roots too. Now, this thing called a collaboration, this thing called a partnership is only that's a funny way of putting it because that's what it is. If you see me giving my all, if you see me initiating myself, you see me ingratiating myself in your life, reciprocity is a beautiful thing. If I see you watering me, I have to just by respect water you back. So you ain't got to worry about your roots right here. I got this job. Hmm? That's the beauty of finding somebody that care about you. That's the beauty of finding someone that chooses to be with you. They're there. They see that. And I said, let's not get the game confused. Everybody uses everybody. Use me the right way. Hmm? Hmm? If I'm a spoon, eat cereal with me. If I'm a spoon, eat soup with me. You see what I'm saying? Everything has a way. Everything has a way to be in your life, to be present, to be good for you. But you must recognize what you have and who you're with and how they could be good for you. You can't, everybody's not going to be good for you the same way. You can't expect people to perform the same way other people perform for you. The respect for people is stepping back and giving them space to show you, where do I belong in your life? Let me show you where I belong. Let me show you the space I need to take up. Let me show you. Don't just assign me a job. Ask me what I'm good at. Hello. Everybody's going to assign somebody a job, be my partner, without asking what this person is proficient at. You don't know what they're good at. You don't know nothing. You just want a partner so bad. You neglecting. You ain't did a background check not once. You ain't asked them what they like, what they dislike, where do they excel, and where do they lack. Because we done had this conversation before. The relationship does not work because of the things y'all do the same. The relationship makes sense because of the difference in the communication and the appreciation for the things that you will never understand. Ain't that a bitch? But you got people that's hunting for similarities because similarities require less work. It ain't hard for me to know an answer that I already know. 2 times 2 is what? If I know that problem and I'm always looking for that simple ass problem that I can solve instantly, I'm never gonna work to be better. I'm never gonna work. You got to get you somebody that makes you work, that puts you in a different space, that makes you uncomfortable, that makes you eager, that makes you nervous, that makes you anxious, that makes you all these emotions. Stop just feeling happiness and sadness. I want you to feel everything with somebody. Hmm. Hmm. I tend to be good at recognizing the pattern, but I can recognize and still be upset. Look, let me tell you this. How do you identify people? With how they what they look. You don't work to identify, you work to decipher, because everybody has a way that they need to be, and everybody's going to be their best self when they feel safe to be that. So it's not for me to figure out what you is, it's for me to decipher what you give me and say, okay, are you showing me you? Because a healed person, I'm not gonna wait on a person that don't know how to express themselves. I'm not gonna wait on you to do this. Once I cross a certain threshold, I'm not going backwards to be with you, and I'm not jumping through hoops to get information that you should trust me with from day one. Trust, trust is a big one. How do you identify people? Yay! Was watching a podcast and the question was like, what do men get out of a relationship besides I love you? Ooh. And neither the man nor woman could answer. Kind of made me a little scared for relationships. Look, of course, a person that doesn't expect anything outside of that can't give you an answer. If you ask me, I'll give you an answer right now. I think you asked me, what do men get out of relationships? Let me tell you this. You get nourishment. But I'm only speaking from somebody that cares about you enough to put you in position to be successful. I'm not putting you against somebody that you have to prove your worth to be with. I'm talking about somebody that really fuck with you. I'm talking about somebody that really want to grow with you. A real relationship is both of y'all putting y'all name on this test and y'all submitting to be graded. So what do I get? I get peace. What do I get? I get amplification. What do I get? I get nourishment. What do I get? I get a friend. I get a diary. I get all these things. But they're only given to the patient. They're only given to the intentional. They're only given to the dedicated. They're only given to this. It's so much you have to sacrifice for these things to be present. These things don't just grow out of thin air. They're constructed. A good relationship is constructed. It can't be bought. So I just told y'all, I like to bring everything full circle. You can talk to that person that can buy you everything, but a good relationship cannot be bought. It has to be grown. It has to be grown. So the work is in the soil. The work is in the seed. You can run out here and get you somebody that can buy you everything you want. They can take away all your problems like a magic wand. Ting! I'm gonna make everything disappear. And that's the first lie they're gonna tell you. Because it doesn't set you up for success. So what do I get out of a relationship? I get happiness. I get laughter. I get vulnerability. I get company. I get grace. I get respect. It's a beautiful thing when you allow it to be beautiful. What do you think about keeping tabs on your partner, like sending each other's location? Does that mean you don't trust them? I'm gonna give you two sides of this quarter. The head side of this quarter, they want to keep tabs because they want you to know where you at, so they'll know where not to be. A person that needs to know everything is a person that's afraid that mystery is it means something's happening behind the scenes. A person that wants to know everything typically has been hurt before. And it's a scarcity mindset. If I don't know where you are 100%, that means I lost you. If I don't know where you are every second of the day, I lost you. I'm gonna give you my perspective. When it comes to your partner, I just say what I just said a while ago. Trust. I trust your word. I'm not no ankle monitor. I'm not no detective. I'm not no private eye. I ain't no federal agent. I ain't in the CIA. I ain't got none of these jobs. I'm not getting paid to do none of that. I'm not fit to get with a person I got to constantly monitor. That's another job. Y'all motherfuckers want to do other jobs you're not getting paid for. I'm not that hurt. I'm not that down and out that I would just get with some. Thank you. I'm not that down and out. I'm not that. I'm not itching. I'm not fiend out for a relationship that bad that I'm gonna put myself through a whole nother loop, give myself a whole nother job to do. Now I gotta wonder where you are. Now I gotta wonder this. I gotta go behind you every step you make. I gotta say, are you telling me the truth? Or you are where you say you are? If y'all share locations, cool. I don't have to do none of that. That's just me though. Some people have a different attachment style. Some people are just attached that way. They so used to this. The only time I would say it is a problem when something goes wrong, and they like, oh, if I don't know where you are, that means you're doing something. That's a scary place. As long as it doesn't get there, it's cool with me. If y'all agree to share, cool. Because at the end of the day, you cannot be afraid to let your relationship be your relationship. What y'all do, and if it's successful between y'all two, fuck everybody else. Fuck me. We can't be afraid. We can't be afraid to live by what makes us better. If the relationship work by y'all sharing y'all location, do it. But don't think because somebody has your location that they love you anymore, any less. That's not how it works. You can't play both sides of that sword. That's not fair. We got to fight fair in this thing. Life is hard enough. But I would advocate for you fighting fair when it comes to your partner. We can't dedicate one action to another action. That's not gonna make sense. That dog don't hunt. So when it comes to me, I trust T. Because if I couldn't, I wouldn't be with you. That's too much work for me. I'm just not in the space to, I don't want to do no extra work. Now look, This is a simple way you can go about that. Hey, let me know when you make it such a place. Let me know. I want to know if you home safe. I want to know. I get that. That's totally different than monitoring somebody's location. Let me check and see where the fuck they at. Motherfucker, you said you was going to Rudy's. It's 7:15. Why you not there yet? I'm checking your location. Say you ain't got there yet. You see how you can set yourself up for failure? That's not no relationship. That's what I made up this word a while back. I call it a containmentship. That's not a relationship. I want to contain you like this. I want to remain who I am. I don't want to trust. I don't want to do this. I want to stay strictly who I am. And you just gonna have to accept me. Boy, I wish I might. I wish I might. And I'm gonna give y'all this example right here. When I said it's a difference between a person that can grow flowers and a person that can consume them. At some point, it's important to know how to keep what you have working. You don't go buy a car and not know how to change the tire, not know how to change the oil. It's gonna cost you way more to fix that car when you don't have the skills to keep it together. So look, if you get into a relationship with somebody that does not know how to sustain a relationship through communication, through empathy, through self-soothing, they're gonna resort to other people fixing y'all relationship. Now I need somebody else to come in and change this tire. I need my mama to tell me what to say to you. I need my sister to tell me what to say to you. I need my brother to tell me that you tripping. I need this. We must start getting people that have the tools to handle the thing. This, if we talk about having a grown relationship, it's something about having the tools to make the thing work. Once we get into this thing, guess what? It's nothing left to do but maintenance. This shit is a job. And we both have to have our heads on tight, and we both have to have our intention focused to say, okay, what's wrong and can we fix it without having to go to an outside source, because there's too much outside going on inside our relationship. Now I can't talk to you. Now I can't do this. Man, say, come on now. I'm just letting y'all know what I see. I'm just letting y'all know what I see. So I'm gonna give y'all this. The lesson I had to learn was how to spot a person that wasn't just using like, love, and lust as a product, and I had to learn how to find somebody that was using these things as fundamental essences. It's like a lot of people can use like, love, and lust as a product. You're not using it. It's not part of your soil. It's not none of that. It's jewelry. It's monetary things. It's this, it's that. You ain't even using the shit in a way to be successful. That's not how you want to move. We gotta talk. We gonna talk. Oh Lord. So before I go into my next joint, I'm gonna tap in with y'all. How y'all feeling? Where y'all want to go next? Y'all know how I do this. Y'all know how I do it. Y'all know exactly how this go. Look, if I get done with my juice, the live gonna be over with. So let me sip. I'm trying to sip so I can stay here. You know what I'm saying? You got to be real. We real cool with the sips. We don't play that. I just need to wet the whistle. That's it. I don't need to overindulge. I don't need to take too much. I know what I'm doing. So yeah, y'all tell me. Oh, okay. What's up, Lingo? What's the word, G? You see where we at? You said cheating. We can talk about cheating. It ain't nothing we can't talk about. I promise y'all that. So if something on your mind, let it off. If something is on your mind, let it out. We can talk. This is an open space. It's safe. Why do men cheat? Oh, hell. I'm an advocate of keeping information neutral. So why do people cheat is a better question than why do men cheat? For me, I think that's more of a safer question for the live. Can we meet in the middle and say why do people cheat? Okay, you feel me? That I just like the words to be inclusive, because cheating is not relegated to men or to women. You know what I'm saying? It ain't relegated to sex. It's relegated to intention. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's I don't want to say different reasons, but I'll say different perspectives for the same reason. It's our everybody say the same thing. Once you hear if you hear enough cheating stories, you're gonna be able to step back far enough to hear they saying the same thing. They saying the same thing. I'm gonna come to I got you. What does it mean to heal your inner child, and why is it important to address unhealed traumas? Talk to me. Talk to me. What does it mean? To me, this is what I did to help my inner child. To heal your inner child is to break away from the assumptions that you applied to your life from mom, dad, grandmother, from family when you went through these things. Let me give you this. And children internalize things as I did. If the family break up, a child is going to say, they broke up because of me. Children don't know how to conceptualize life outside of them, so they can only say everything happening is because of me. The family breaking apart, mom and daddy fighting because of me, grandmother don't like mama no more because of me. What did I do wrong? See how children automatically fill in the blank with me. You healing your inner child is going back and taking that me out, erasing that me, and saying, okay, granny and mama just didn't like each other. You have to take your adult understanding back to your childhood and fill in the blanks that you filled in with you. Children, we know how to take a lot of blame. Oh, it ain't working because of me. You need to relieve yourself of that blame and say, hey, this is what this really meant. Breaking it down. Healing yourself doesn't mean erasing what happened. We just gonna bring some sense to it. We're gonna take away that self-blame from it. We're gonna take away that internalized pressure of saying the family don't work because of me. Mom and daddy didn't work because of me. Understanding these things, using your new perspective to break it down to your younger self. Mm-hmm. Type shit. And when you go back and talk to, when I went back and talked to my inner child, I got down to his height. I didn't talk to him as a parent. I talked to this young version of me, scared and crying and wondering why mama didn't come home. What I do wrong? I said, nah, mama, that ain't got nothing to do with you. So it's going back and giving some ease to the situation and taking yourself out of the accountability of situations that had nothing to do with you. Because it's very easy for these traumas for us to just blame ourselves. And that's what children do. That's why a lot of childhood trauma is strictly, it didn't work. Why? Because we ain't there enough. We ain't lived long enough to conceptualize adult perspectives yet. So the only thing we can do is say it ain't working because of me. So you just need to take that pressure off your younger self. Yay. And look, you said, and why is it important to address unhealed traumas? Let's do this. If I gave you a beautiful picture and I took away 3 or 4 pieces and I told you to do the puzzle knowing it will never be complete, and you take all this time and you wonder why something is missing within you, and you do all these pieces and you say, damn, this missing, this missing, this missing. You want to complete, you want to get all the pieces you can and correct all the pieces you can so you can make a masterpiece of your life, so you can enjoy your life in completeness. I never said I don't want you to try to be perfect. I want you to strive to be complete. It's nothing wrong with having things wrong. The right thing to do is to handle it correctly so that puzzle piece, you can step back and say, this is actually a masterpiece. Because everything that I went through as a child was necessary for me to be the man that's talking to y'all today. If I removed the piece that I thought was detrimental, that I thought was shame, that I was ashamed of, if I didn't learn to accept what I've been through, I would not be the man that sit in front of y'all today. I'm here because I am a conclusion. I am an acceptance of what it is. I'm not trying to change nothing. Matter of fact, I would say everything I went through was necessary for me to be who I am. And I'm gonna give y'all an idea. I was talking to T about today. I'm gonna give y'all a little exercise. I said all trauma is not bad, but we only associate the word trauma with bad. I say it's a such thing as good trauma too. Where there is good, there has to be bad. These things exist in the same space. You can't just have bad trauma. The day that you had the best night of your life, that's traumatic too, in a good way. I'm gonna change your perspective tonight. Not all trauma has to be bad. That doesn't make sense. I've never seen something in life that's all bad. Fire, burn your motherfucking house down if you don't know what you're doing with it, but it can also cook your meal. It's all about the intention, how you view it, the perspective, how you using said thing. So I'm gonna give you this example I had today. Not all trauma is bad. How y'all feel about that? How y'all feel? What's the meaning behind the art of tattoo? Okay, I got you. The moment that I published my poetry book, 3 years ago, I got author on my back. For one, I had to convince myself and had to recognize that I write my life. My manifestation is that powerful. I had to stop being afraid to understand that I speak my life. My imagination, whatever my imagination is my life. So if I understand that I'm the author of my life, I will be more careful about what I say and what I write in my book. When you realize that you have the power to do something, it gives you the result to choose differently. When I realized that I'm the author of my life, it made me write differently. It made me value the pen that I'm writing. It made me value the paper I'm writing on. Because you can write your life out in sand and water come and wash it out. I'm going to write my life in pen because I want it to be permanent. Because when it comes to traumas, I don't want to conceptualize it with how hard it was to get through. I just don't want you going through life thinking trauma will only be bad. Nothing is only all bad. It depends on how you use it. So I'm just trying to give you a new perspective on this, because I think it's a such thing as good trauma, but we don't talk about it that way. The same trauma as bad and trauma as good is nothing but a memory, an impact on your life, a sudden change of your frequency. So you telling me you can't have good trauma? Everybody can close their eyes right now and remember the best night of their life, the best day of their life, the best moment in your life. What was that? That's a traumatic experience. It's a good traumatic experience. So I don't hear people talking about this because people are afraid to explore it. People are afraid I want you to challenge life. Don't be afraid to question something that people ain't questioning. So everybody, oh, I got traumas. Some shit is good. If you ever been loved, when you said the first example of what love was, I'm gonna bring everything back to y'all. I'm never gonna talk around. So I want to talk straight to you. When I told you, I said, what was your first example of love? That was your first example of trauma. Oh, it was from my mom, from my dad. It was from my family. That was a traumatic experience because you never experienced love before. So that's traumatic. It's brand new. It's something you have to process, something you internalize, something you can always go back to, a memory that you can access when you need to. Ain't that what trauma is? It ain't always about trauma coming with a consequence. It ain't always about trauma being something that hurts you. Sometimes trauma can be something that actually heals you. That's all I'm saying. I just want to entertain this so we can dance and really see life from a neutral standpoint. It ain't always got to be bad. It ain't always bad. If you with me, talk to me. One thing that scares me is being a parent and not being wherever my child is going through. Come on now. I was ready. The who, the what, the why. Come on. We cannot be afraid. We can't be afraid to walk through this. And am I saying this shit is gonna be beautiful? Healing your traumas is not aesthetic, it's not sexy. It's gonna be the scariest thing you do in your life. It's gonna be the hardest thing you do in your life. And I'm telling you it's gonna be hard because I don't want you to be abused by it. I don't want this shit to chew you up and spit you out. If I tell you it's gonna rain, that means bring an umbrella. So I'm gonna tell you this: when you start trying to walk through your traumas, you start that journey, you're gonna feel out of place. You're gonna feel uncomfortable. You're gonna be, by the time you come out of that, you might be unrecognizable. Because you're gonna change so much during this journey. You're gonna molt your shell. You're gonna be this caterpillar that's gonna sit in this space, uncomfortable, this cramped space. You're gonna come out that thing a butterfly, I bet you. But you can't be afraid of what you could be, or you relegate yourself to remain a caterpillar. You can't be afraid of the process of molting and getting bigger and isolating yourself from it to come out a little different. You can't be afraid of that moment of isolation. You can't be afraid of that journey, because if you never take it, you'll never become what you really could. You'll be stuck as a caterpillar complaining about the people that can fly. How the fuck they do that? Not knowing that that's your same destiny. But you're too afraid to challenge it. You're too afraid to go get it. You're too afraid to sacrifice what is needed to get to that space. You're too afraid to give into it. Why would people not want to change or go to therapy? I'm gonna answer this right here. Why would people not want to change? Because some people are successful at being broken. I'm gonna lay this out real smooth for you. A lot of people not gonna change because they're making too much money remaining who they are. I ain't gotta get changed when I like this hoe. I ain't gotta get changed when I want this dollar right here. If I don't want to change for this dollar. What you talking about? I'm gonna keep this dollar because people are so afraid of scarcity that they'd rather remain the incomplete person that they is because it gets them some results that they like. People don't remain themselves by accident. That's a very on purpose decision. You getting something good out of it. Something good is coming from you remaining the person that you are. So I understand why some people don't heal. Some people don't want to do all that because guess what? I got success being the person that I am. And I'm so clouded by my ego, I can't see myself as nothing else. So I'd rather be 100% in control of this brokenness than be out of control and confusion in my restoration. Some people would rather be successfully broken. And now we can go the historic route. Why people don't want to go to therapy? Because back in the day, if you black like me, therapy wasn't good. That was a sign of weakness. That was a sign of incomplete. That was a sign of non-development. That's when they ran experiments on us. Black people didn't go to therapy. We didn't have nobody we can trust with our mind. They used to tamper with this. Come on now. We know why these things exist. We know why these things, we can go historically. Some of these things that we're confused about, only thing we gotta do is look behind us. History will tell you why things exist. And I'm never surprised because I do my research. I love history. And I'm like, damn, this is why we stuck in this space right now. But you don't get no mud without rain. It'll been raining a long time in your life. You stuck in the mud. But you never gonna sit back and be like, damn, well, how the fuck this mud get here? At some point it had to rain. Hello. Do you think therapy is necessary when the people around you don't seek it or have seek it and not change? Look, we can't let other people's outcome dictate our actions. It's a lot of people that have tried a lot of things around me that ain't doing it. When it comes to you, when I say submission, when I say obedience, your spirit will tell you what you need. It's not about who succeeded around you. It ain't about what mom and daddy say. It ain't about what your friends say. Because guess what? Your journey is yours. And some people might have the luxury of explaining and understanding what you fit to do. But 98% of people not gonna understand what it is. You're gonna be the first person. And what's the title of this live? Not being afraid to be the first. Sometimes you might be the first person to do something in your life, and it's not gonna make sense to nobody. You're gonna be the first person to love. You're gonna be the first person to seek help, to break paradigms. You're gonna be the first person to push up to say, nah, this shit ain't right. You're gonna be the first person to change something. And what you're not gonna change it, you're not gonna act upon it because nobody else did. Don't let your surroundings circumvent your outcomes. No, we better than that. I want you to be so solidified and doing whatever you have to do to get you to a better space that it don't matter what I gotta do. I don't care if you don't understand. I don't care if it don't make no sense to you. Because the first person to speak English was speaking gibberish until everybody understood what it was. It's always gonna be a first. Are you brave enough to be the first person to love correctly? Are you brave enough to be the first person to say, I don't know what I'm doing, I need help? Are you brave enough to be the first person to try and fail and succeed at the end? We can't be afraid to be the first. And I'm telling y'all this because I'm the first in my family to do a lot of shit. To give one I'm gonna bring one that's closer to y'all house. I'm the first person to ever be a global ambassador for a car brand. What if I said, man, ain't nobody else doing this, so I ain't gonna do it? I ain't seeing nobody else doing it. I'm the first person in my whole community to be an influencer with this. What if I said, nah, bro, I ain't gonna do this because ain't nobody else doing it? You see where everybody else now? You see where people at now? So I'm gonna challenge you to do this. When your opportunity comes to you, and it will, I want you to be brave enough to take it. whether people understand it or not. Sometimes I want you to take the opportunity that you don't even understand. I didn't know that my consistency was going to lead to this. I started going live when COVID happened. I didn't know my live was going to equal. What if I didn't lean into that emotion? What if I said, man, what I'm going live for? Ain't nobody else doing that. Then people didn't understand me going live at first. But why you talking all night? Why you giving this information? They in my live now. You can't be afraid to be the first. You can't. Because the biggest blessings you're going to have is going to come when you're the most confused. I don't want you to wait for your vision to be completely clear for you to jump. You're going to dilute your blessing. Sometimes the confusion in your next step is the blessing. Just jump. You're going to be okay. You're going to be just fine. You can't be afraid to take what's yours. You can't. And if it don't make sense, you work until it do. You work until it do. But what we not going to do is let somebody's misunderstanding of what we supposed to have push us to another destination that we're not supposed to be. Because you can't lead me to where you don't know. You can only lead me to your destination. I ain't supposed to be there. That ain't for me. What? I say that shit with love. That shit turn me up, y'all. Because it's important. All right. As we transition to our next thing. Welcome back. How you doing? We've been waiting on you. I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna give y'all an exercise to show y'all how life will fuck you up. Life will do this to you. I want everybody in here, please participate. I want to see something. When I say the color green, what comes to your mind? Don't think too hard. When I say the color green, what comes to your mind? I want to see something. I want to do an exercise with y'all because I want to take y'all into a perspective that you will start to understand. When I say the color green, whatever comes to your mind, just type it right now. Talk to me. Talk to me. Okay. Talk to me. Let me see something. Okay, talk to me. When I say the color green, what comes to your mind? And I'm asking you this for a reason. Now I'm going to change it up. When I say the color red, what comes to your mind instantly? I want to see something. Talk to me. I want to see something. When I say the color red, what comes to your mind? Instantly. Don't think. Subconsciously, what comes to your mind? Okay, love, blood, fire truck. Okay. Danger, flag. Okay, sports car. Okay. And I'm asking you that specifically because your life will shape the way you see colors. Because somebody gonna say love. Somebody gonna say mistake. Somebody gonna say passion. Somebody gonna say stop. I'm saying this, the way you see that color is a direct reflection of how you feel about that color in your life. Whenever you see that color subconsciously in life, that's what you see. I'm trying to train your mind to understand, don't let circumstances define how you see a color. If I say blue, somebody gonna say peace, somebody gonna say sky, somebody gonna say ocean. But that's a direct reflection of how you are in your life and where you are specifically in your season. If you see green as money, that means you're trying to get to it right now. That means your season, you're trying to be plentiful in your season. If you see green as nature, that means you're trying to replenish yourself. That means you're trying to find peace somewhere. You don't know where it is, but you're looking for it. So when you see this color, you're trying to associate it with something that you want, something that you need. So when I start saying specific colors and you start understanding that you see a color the way that your season is, and the season that you in will completely define how you see that color. Because if you asked me 5 years ago what I see red as, it's not the same as what I see red as now. If you asked me 5 years ago what I see green as, it's not the same as what I see right now. Oh, you want me to do another color? Okay, fuck it. Let's do this exercise. If I say chartreuse, what do you, oh shit. If I say chartreuse, what comes to your mind? Nigga, what the fuck is that? But I'm gonna give you another color. Yeah, talk to me. Talk to me. But I'm doing that for a specific reason. And the way you are in life and where you are would directly depict how you see things. So I'm saying that to say this. Let's say if you gave somebody love, if they've never been in love before, if they're in a space of scarcity in their life, they're not going to see love the same way you see it. So you must learn how to monitor and ask the right questions to see, hey, in what season do you see love right now? In what season do you see like? Because some people will see the same word differently based on how they're living at the moment or how they lived before. So you got to watch out, because some people are stuck in a consequentive mind where everything is a consequence. Everything is defined by how you've been through it. Ooh wee. Hello. Mm. And I'm saying that to say this. I want you to be as open to life as possible. I want you to be as fluid in life as possible. I don't want you to lock yourself into a word or a situation or something having a specific meaning. When I say red, I want you to be fluid and let it represent whatever it's supposed to represent in your life right now. It ain't always got to be fire. It ain't always got to be pain. It ain't always got to be love. It can be whatever you want it to be. But I want you to be open to letting that thing be fluid. Do not be concrete in your life. Don't be afraid to let this shit flow. If it means something different 2 weeks from now, that's okay. It ain't always got to mean what it meant 10 years ago. It ain't got to mean how mama said it's supposed to mean. I'm giving you these keys because I want you to live life on your terms. The word we're looking for, and the word I don't want you to be afraid of, is control. I don't want you to be afraid of the control. But what does control come with? Responsibility. If I say you can control your life, you can be whatever you want to be, it's your responsibility to think yourself into something new. It's your responsibility to remove what ain't for you. It's your responsibility to align yourself perfectly with your new life. You can't get control without responsibility and sacrifice. After I say you got all the control in the world, guess what that means? You got all the responsibility in the world. So if you say you in control of your life, you got all the responsibility of your life too. So understand the job that comes with control, that comes with choice. You got a choice to make, but you got responsibility with that choice. So please be careful. I give y'all all this shit. Y'all might not understand what it means, but when I bring it back home and I park the car in the driveway, you go, oh, that's what he meant. I'm telling you, be careful with this shit. Have your eyes open to this thing. I'm giving y'all keys in a different type of way that you don't even know I'm giving you something that you can really use. We gonna change it up. We gonna switch up the tempo, switch it up. We gonna fuck you talking about. Fuck they talking about. For real, for real. All right. I'm gonna go to my next point, but before I go there, any where y'all want to go? Before I go to my next point, I want to make sure I'm touching everybody. So let's talk. It's 65 people in here. Let's talk. Let's Yeah, you ain't just gonna sit in my class and not talk. What's up with it? Talk to me. Before I make my next point, where we going? How do you make things right with your partner after hurting them so much? Now, are we saying so much as a repeated thing, or are we saying so bad as in one instance? Because there's a difference between you slapping the shit out of me 10 times, you slapping me one time. One of them is abuse. One of them could be an accident. I just kind of walked into your hand. Now, are we speaking from a singular place or a place of repetition? Oh yeah. Y'all like how I break that down? Y'all like how I talk this shit? Yeah. someone who's been hurt. Okay, talk to me. Before I answer, I want to make sure, are we speaking from a multitude of mistakes or a singular mistake? Repeating and pass now to a better place. How do you make things right? Let me tell you this. You can't. And I'm never going to give you the delusional answer. Oh, do this, do that. If you genuinely apologize and you genuinely position yourself and submit to them and say, hey, I'm wide open. I'm trying to be, what do I need to do to make this right? The ball is in their court. They either have to choose to accept it and move on as a new reality, because once you hurt somebody to a certain extent, y'all have to exist in a new reality with new rules and new boundaries. Nothing will be the same. Y'all might have to start loving a little differently. Y'all love might look differently. Y'all trust might look a little different. It might come with a few more requirements. It might come with this and that. But the thing is, how do you make things right? Making it right is the access of the other person to choose to accept it. It's no actions that can. I'm not an actions person when it comes to, oh, how can I fix it? How can I, if I made a mistake, I will sincerely apologize. And it's up to you to give me the grace to grow past it. Or some people, I'm gonna give you another caveat. Some people don't want to forgive you. They will hold on to it till they feel like you've hurt as much as you hurt them. Some people will hold on to it until they feel like you're uncomfortable enough, or your hurt that you currently have equals what they've been through. It's a party in this motherfucker. You did. I want you to pay attention to what I just said, though. Not everybody wants to forgive you. Some people just will hold on to it until you feel how they felt. They will be mad at you until they feel like okay, that's enough. I forgive you now. I just wanted to wait until you felt how I felt. That's not forgiveness. I'm telling you this because I want you to watch out. Not everybody wants to forgive you. Some people secretly want you to feel how they felt. So I'm gonna have you in this uncomfortable space. I'm gonna have you in this place of not knowing what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have you in this place of unknowingness, of unsureness of yourself, because I want you to feel how you made me feel, but I'm not gonna say it directly. I'm gonna say I'm working on this, but I want you in a place of confusion. Why do you think people do that? Because not everybody knows how to forgive. They know how to keep you in a place. They know how to compensate. I know how to make you feel how I feel. I know how to reciprocate. People don't know how to forgive. Forgiveness is a hard thing. It's a skill you must learn. I know how to reciprocate. You ain't got to have a brain to reciprocate. If somebody punch you, cause and effect, I can punch you back. So if somebody hurts you, most people's main first factor is to internalize that hurt, and they've learned how to make it soft. I learned how to not do it instantly, but I want you to hurt how I hurt. I'm gonna get your ass. It might be 3 weeks from now. I might not talk to you for a week because I want you to feel that feeling. Some people ain't trying to heal because it's easier to get your lick back than it is to forgive. Oh shit now. It's way easier to get your lick back than it is to be the bigger person, than it is to actually set a space and a safe place to grow past it. It's way easier to just say fuck it. Fuck it is way easier. Fuck it is way easier than fix it. Do you think that people who constantly forgive, come on now, come on now, do you think people that constantly forgive and keep going, keep getting done wrong, show weakness? Yes. But thing is, if you're taught how to people please, you think that's the best avenue to solving a problem. People are afraid to be any type of conflict. They're afraid to cut somebody off because they never want to be the bad person. So I have to forgive you because that's what a good person does. No, a good person takes what they need to get back to normal. If somebody comes steal at your house, you're not made whole again until that item is returned. That don't mean you open your door again and say, come in here again. That's not the job. But again, the reason we run into these problems is because people are not exercising problem solving skills. They're typically going to lean into people pleasing or revenge. It's only two ways. And I ain't going to say only, but it's easier to either people please or get your revenge. It's harder to work through it. It's harder to work through it. But I'll tell you this. Remember, you're always constantly teaching somebody how to treat you. If I know that you're gonna forgive me. I have no need to be genuine. I have no need to change my actions. If it's no consequence that come with you, people will treat you any type of way because there's no consequence. If I hurt you, you're gonna forgive me. If I cheat on you, you're gonna come back to me. If I run you over, you're gonna get up and dust yourself off and keep walking and come back and hug me. It don't matter what it is, it don't matter the season, because you don't have enough boundary about yourself. You don't have enough love for yourself to understand that now you ain't finna treat me like trash. Hello. um yeah, so it shows weakness in more than one way. It shows weakness internally, it shows weakness emotionally, it shows physical weakness. Hmm? But it also shows a scarcity, and it shows a need for company. A lot of people will sacrifice themselves and do a lot of things they're not supposed to do just to keep a partner because they don't want to have to go out here and find somebody else. They're afraid of the battle of finding somebody else. They're afraid of healing and trying again and starting over anew. They're afraid of that. So a lot of people will self-sabotage themselves just to say they have somebody. We got to look at this from all type of angles. Some people hurt themselves on purpose. Some people stay with people because they don't feel like, they don't think they can find somebody better. They're not solid in themselves enough to understand that their love exists elsewhere. They have a scarcity mindset that love only exists with this person, appreciation only exists with this person, when that's a fucking lie. Mhm. Um, how do you work on not people pleasing? You read this book called No More Mr. Nice Guy. That's going to explain everything you need. Damn, it's 9:40 already. Okay. So how do I forgive my man for not give me flowers in a year? Um, do you want flowers? So I'm gonna break it down, and I'm gonna walk through this with you. 'Cause I'm trying to see something. So do you want flowers? And have you made it abundantly clear, not assumptionarily clear? Abundantly clear and assumptionarily clear is different. And in relationships, we tend to get into an assumptionary space where we assume the person knows. So I'm not saying that's you. So have you made it an important detail that you want flowers? What if you're paranoid about the past, though? How can you get over that? Okay, yes and yes. So what do I want to ask you something? What does getting flowers from him mean to you? I'm gonna answer three or four things at a time. So if you're paranoid about the past, you cannot let the past constantly redress itself as the future. We can't let the past keep redressing itself and putting you through the same things that it was. The past is going to always be the past unless you graduate it to the future, unless you bring it back up. The past is the past, and we have to be weary of our associatory mindset, because anything that looks even a little bit like what hurt you, you're gonna run. Anything that looks even the slightest bit of what put you through hurt, you're gonna run. We got to be careful. You got to be able to stand in it, because something might look like your past will be totally different. If you can have two steaks on your plate that ain't cooked the same, the inside, it's going to take you work and actually tasting this new thing to understand that it's not the same. Something might come in your life and look almost exactly like what happened to you. It might hurt you, it might scare the fuck out of you. But you have to do your research to see if it's completely what it is before you dismiss it. Looking identical is not a crime. Mm. Do you think people keep forgiving their significant others and allowing them to hurt them because of who they could potentially be? So they try and wait on the person to show up in a relationship. Look at this. I done seen people sacrifice every ounce of their ethics for a person they thought they would never get. You would sacrifice, you would throw everything to the wayside for a person you didn't think you would ever get. So imposter syndrome can also work in reverse, to where I would do anything for a person I never thought I would have. So now I have this person that I never thought I would get. I would do anything to keep them. So it's a bad look on you, because you have to get used and act like you've been here before. Excuse me. And knowing that you are the prize, knowing that you can replicate love, like lust, you can replicate these experiences. You won't be stuck in a place where you relegate yourself to putting yourself through things for someone or waiting on a certain version of them to come up. Now, am I here to say some people are worth it? Everybody making a mistake ain't the worst person in the world. Everybody got something to grow through. I'm not saying dispose of people when they make a mistake. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm advocating for you to pay attention, because nobody perfect. They put up with your shit the same way you put up with theirs. I don't give a damn how healed you think you are. Everybody got something. Now, is that something worth waiting for? Is this version of them worth waiting for? It depends. We can play that game. But I don't want you to, that version of them to ultimately be the only thing that you care about. Like, now, oh, I can see this person being so good if they just get their life together. This nigga be so great. Or this female would be so great if she just get her life together. She stopped doing this. Again, be careful of the person that wants to constantly remain who they are and masquerading as a person that's healing. You don't want to change. You want to stay exactly who you are. Okay. It means in my mind that he knows I love flowers, and he knows and he wants to see me smile. So I just want to, if I'm gonna go a little deeper, let me make sure. So you said a year. Have you not smiled? Like, I'm just trying to see from 1 to 10, how important is him buying flowers for you? Because if it's been a year, have you been suppressing that it's been that important that long? I'm more so worried about that. If it's a 10 to you and you haven't, if it hasn't become like fundamentally important, or that you haven't made it that, like, how do we get to a year? Is it something going on like emotionally? Now I'm interested, because a year is a long time. Mm. And why you tell me that, I'm gonna take you out here because we running out of time. Okay, this one might take us home. I want y'all to walk with me. 67 people, walk with me real quick. It's no aesthetic way of hurting. It's no tangible way of hurting. It's no sexy way to hurt. It's no sexy way to be going through misery. I need help. And we cannot make that phase in our lives trying to make it digestible. We cannot be afraid to say, I need help in this thing, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. We cannot be afraid to cry out. And I'm gonna give y'all my story and how I made this up for y'all. At one point, I was too afraid to ugly cry. I was too cool to cry. Too cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need help. It's not gonna come in your life and be sexy. It's gonna be the ugliest cry you have to give. Because we have to understand this. When you're going through things and you're going through problems, when you're going through things and you feel like, oh, this feel to take me out, like, your problems are not to be played with. This is a fight for your life. I ain't never seen nobody drown aesthetically. I ain't never seen nobody drown pretty or drown cute. You trying to survive. It's something about survival. It's something about prioritizing being here. And when you have problems, you cannot be afraid to cry out, because if you do not, they will take you out of here. You hear what I'm saying? If you do not give your problems the respect that they deserve, they will take you out of here. It's no aesthetic way to say, I need help. Huh? I ain't never seen a person that's trapped not screaming at the top of their lungs. You can't be afraid to cry for your life. This is yours. You can't be afraid to own this. You can't be afraid to accept this, but you also cannot be afraid to submit that when you don't know what you're doing, you have to say that. Your ego will kill you. Your ego will have you in a space where you ain't got no friends no more. Your ego will have you in a space where you feel so alone. When you will feel alone in a room full of people because your ego will tell you, ain't nobody got my back. Ain't nobody gonna understand. Ain't nobody gonna get it. So I'm not gonna tell nobody. So now you in a congregation, you at home, you at a family reunion, feel like you don't know nobody because you afraid to express. Nigga, you gotta cry out. And sometimes you gotta cry loud enough for the person that can actually help you can hear you. If you ain't crying loud enough, I can't hear you. Sometimes it's only supposed to fall on the ears that are supposed to help you. Some people ain't gonna see you when you at your worst. Some people not gonna understand when you're at your worst. Some people can't even conceptualize what your worst is because you keep pretending to being too damn cool, so they can't see when you doing bad. They can't see it. If you become that friend and nobody sees as a person that struggled through nothing, they never gonna check on you. I ain't gonna check on you when every time you tell me, hey, how you doing? I'm cool, I'm good. Oh, girl, it's all good, girl. Everything peachy, everything rosy. When inside you turn up, you falling apart inside. We can't be afraid to cry out. Okay, and I'm going back to this. Okay, I want you to do this. Hey, babe, it's been a minute since you got me flowers. And I'm going to tell you this. I really enjoy it when you get them, et cetera, et cetera. When I say assumptionary relationships, it's easy to fall into a space where we think our person can read our mind. So I want you to give it to him plain. Let's do this. I want you to say, hey, babe, when you bought me flowers, it made me feel this way. I would like for you to do it again. I would appreciate it if you do it again. Because you never know how he internalized it. Maybe I'm just going to give a perspective. I'm just going to give you another example. Maybe it was one time he did it and you kind of just took him and just did this. Maybe your reaction changed one time. And see, people internalize things differently. Every time he got him, you could have smiled, but he's going to remember the one time you didn't. You might have been busy that day. You might have been worried about something else, and there was some flowers right there, and you didn't look at them the same way you looked at them the last time he got them. So he internalized it as, oh shit, she ain't really paying attention to him no more. I'm just giving you another. I'm not saying that's what's going on, but I'm just giving you a different way to see it, because one of them times you might have reacted differently, and he internalized that reaction. That's a beautiful way to look at it, because y'all might not even be disagreeing at all. But he's internalized, oh shit, she ain't really fuck with him no more. You know what I'm saying? And then you can get to a deeper conversation. Hey, babe, when you got this, you really, I thought you just, you know what I'm saying? So you really get to dig it out when you just be honest, say, hey, babe, when you got me flowers, I really appreciate it. I like that. Can you do it again? And what made you stop doing it? Don't talk from a judgmental space. Hey, I noticed you was doing this. I really like this. Can you tell me what happened? What do you have internally that makes you not do it? That's it. Keep it real cool and collected. It's not it ain't nobody in trouble. Just talk. Just let it be that. But to jump back into what I was saying, you can't be afraid to fight. And when that fight becomes too much, you can't be afraid to scream. It's gonna be a lot of things in your life you can handle. It's gonna be a lot of things in your life that you can handle easily. But guess what? It's gonna be a lot of things in life you can't handle alone. And we have to not make healing an aesthetic. We cannot make the way you feel an aesthetic. Sometimes you need the ugly cry. Snot out. You can't. I need you to not be afraid to exhibit what you're going through. If you ain't having no good day, don't say I'm cool. If you struggling with something mentally, don't say I'm all right. If you are lost in all type of sauce, don't you tell people you on the right way. Because then you mislead the great divine and he don't know how to help you. Let's see if you had a therapy practice house. Look, I'm gonna be a therapist in 3 years. I'm gonna start that process in 2025. That's something I actually want to do. Can we do this every morning? Nah. I ain't gonna lie to you. That would be too much on me. That'll be too taxing for me. And I'm only telling you because when I first started going live, I went live every day because I just didn't know no better, and I was brand new in this, and it was so healing to me. But it also started to hurt me because I was so weak because I was giving out so much of my energy. I need a week to replenish. I need a week to give something to talk about. I need a week to give y'all to really come to y'all with something. You know what I'm saying? That's just my boundary. I had to establish, because even though if it was up to me, I would go live every day. But I had to respect my mental and my process to say, hey, now my spirit say, nah, nigga, one time. How open are you with your partner? I'm as open as a 24-hour gas station. Yeah, about that open. It's love. I appreciate it. But even with love, even the things that you love the most, you have to have restrictions on it. You can't just do shit willy nilly, or people will take advantage of it. A good way to deal with emotional long term. Let me make sure this is what I think it is. I don't mind looking shit up, y'all, just to make sure I'm on point. I don't mind that. Make sure we talking about the same thing. Okay, we are talking about what I thought. Look, and I'm gonna make it plain for you. The release is what I just said. Everything that I just spoke on, when I say you can't be afraid to ugly cry can be anything. You can use ugly cry as a misnomer that can fill in for other actions. Ugly cry might be scream, yell, punch. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying inflict this thing, but I'm saying don't be afraid to let it out. So will it help you? Yes. But letting it out has many ways to exist. Many ways. It's healthy ways, and it's fun. It's wishy-washy ways to do it. But we cannot afraid. You can't be afraid to entertain the process of healing. And it's not always going to be aesthetic. And it's not always going to be sexy. And it's not always going to be understood. Yeah, they do have a place like that. I don't want to get, I got 5 minutes. I don't want to get into what I have here. So I'm gonna let y'all talk to me. We got 5 minutes. Which way you want to drive the car? Because what I got here is like a 30-minute conversation. And we probably gonna do it next time. And while y'all thinking about where y'all want to go, this YouTube shit actually making sense, y'all. Like, I'll be looking, I done gained some more subscribers today. This shit cool to me. This shit feel good. Cause even though, you know what I'm saying, I ain't doing Instagram numbers, that shit not important. I'm doing the same type of spiritual work. You feel me? Like, man, I'm giving y'all so much game. Like, I love this. Money management, we talk about it. I buy impulsively. The only way I stopped doing that was realizing what I really want in life. And I had to realize things are not that important to me, because I've leveraged Instagram. I get a lot of things I want free. And if I don't get it free, if I wait long enough, it will come to me. I'm a very valuistic guy. I'm from the country. You feel me? Like, hey, grew up in the hood, raised in the country. Like, we had money, but my great grandmother always made sure I knew what value was. I will only buy you this if it's valuable to you. Currently deployed. How do I maintain a healthy relationship? That's I can't tell you how, because I'm not a person that does long distance, and I won't ever lead you a place that I've never been. I suck at long distance because I need proximity. That's just me. But I'm gonna walk through this objectively with you. Okay, how do I maintain? To maintain is to do what? Is to seek value every day. So I will give you an exercise to do. I want you to find a miracle about your relationship every day. If that's you saying, hey, babe, I like when you say this. I like when you do this. I want you to magnify the little things, because you're going to need something to take up the space. The physical distance can be filled with emotional compensation, with emotional curiosity. So I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I will tell you tools that can help you appreciate it. And the best thing that distance does is give you appreciation for something that's not constantly in your face. Because the downfall of something always being by you is something that you can often forget. You can take advantage of it. You can take it for granted when something's always available to you. You can forget how special it is. So we must learn how to keep that special going. It's not about how far you are. It's about the distance of your appreciation. It's always special. How was my day? My day was good. My day was I spent my Mondays in thought. Y'all can ask T that. T will tell you, like, I wake up, meditate, and I read. I'm in my book right now. This is my third time reading this. This will change your life. But I read and I just sit still so life can teach me. So on Mondays I'm very stoic, just so I can get any type of information that life is gonna give me. I don't want to be too busy. I don't want to miss nothing. So Mondays I'm very still. I'll be around the house and I just let life come to me so I can give y'all something. Sometimes I might get a sermon 5 minutes before this, 10 seconds before I go live, something might land on my heart. You know what I'm saying? There we is. That's where we at. Don't say I ain't never gave you nothing. Don't say I don't love you. Don't say I don't love you. Yo. Advice for balancing the art of looking for love and let love come to you. Woo. Hello. Look, this is what I'm gonna give you a beautiful example. When you at a restaurant, everybody that's supposed to be there, it will be there. Let me tell you this. When you looking for love, that means you have the things present to sustain love. That means you have the present tools to appreciate love. You don't look for something that you can't handle when you get it. You don't go out there hunting for this and when you can't capture when you see it. It's a beautiful thing. I start saying sermon now because y'all say I'm a pastor anyway. So this is a very important thing though. It's very important. So looking for love means you actively have the things inside you to contain love, to conceptualize love, to see love in a different space, to cultivate love. You're not looking for love to consume it. You're looking for love to reproduce it, to do everything unimaginable with love. So, and letting love come to you is this. I've never seen a flower beg for a bee to come take its nectar. Flowers can't talk, but bees know where to be. When you have something that's of value, somebody that needs that value will come see you. When people don't go to the store till they need some, people don't go to the gas station till they need some, but the gas station is always open. But the gas station always has gas. Whenever you push that button, something gonna come out that bitch. So when you looking, make sure you have, because if you actually find, I want you to actually keep. Hello. Hello. So it's a beautiful balance of you don't go looking if you can't sustain. Mm-mm. And you don't have, because some gonna try to come find you and you gotta have what it need. Because I don't come to a restaurant if I'm not hungry. Hello. I don't come to eat if I'm not hungry. But when I come to your restaurant, you better have something cooking. Don't fake me out. Because ain't this the worst? The worst thing about food is this. You can smell it way before it's ready. So don't fake me out. Don't have me coming to your establishment, your heart. Don't have me coming to your atmosphere, your space, and you tell me the food ain't ready yet. So don't tell me you looking for love if love is not ready to be served. That's it. That's all. I think that's a great way to end it. So I'm gonna end it like this. It's 10:01. Thank y'all so much. And I'm trying to see if YouTube will flag out my little jazz I'll be playing. I'm trying to see because if they not, I'm gonna play my jazz next time. That's why I still like this here, but I'm gonna try to bring my jazz into it. I'm just trying to make sure they not gonna give me a strike for this shit. YouTube don't play. Ooh shit. But ultimately, as we wind down, as we attack this week, as we embrace December, it's thank you. It's thank you a million times over. It's thank you for being active. Thank you for choosing to be here, for coming from Instagram. That's another step. You didn't have to do that. It's love. It's always love. And I'm happy that this space exists. Even, you feel me? this space feels good. It feels helpful. It feels all the things that I need. It does it for me. Hmm? And I will never get to a place where I don't forget that this thing only works because y'all are present. So as we depart, please do not let these conversations just live on Monday and die on Tuesday. Everything that we've talked about can be used in life, can be cultivated, can be used to change your perspective. So when we come back next week, I want you to tell me, hey, bro, I used this, it didn't work, but let's try. I tweaked it this way. I want to learn this. Okay, I did this and it worked. This should be a conversation next Monday. So I'm gonna ask y'all, did anything that I say, did anything we talk about help y'all through the week? Because that's what we're here to do. We're not just here to play. We're not just here to sound cool, to say shit that sound dope as fuck. No, we actually here to do the work. And the work don't start and stop on Monday. So take what we did here and apply it to your life. I promise you, it'll change it. It'll change your life. And I'm saying that as a full testimony because it changed mine. Hello. So as we end, as we depart, I'm just gonna advocate one more time. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe here. Jump in the comments, talk to me a little bit because YouTube like all that. We starting to do a little better. We starting to get some traction on here. So if you on here, if you got a little time during the day, just jump on the throw a comment. I'm gonna talk back just so we can get this YouTube thing working. We this close to being monetized. I think we like 300 hours away. I don't know what the exact number is, but I appreciate y'all. And as we continue to grow this, it's gonna get better and better. You never know. I might have a dog in this bit next time. You don't know. I might have a tiger in this hole next time. But it's peace, love, and please remain consistent on your journey of being imperfect. That's all I can ask. Remain consistent on your journey of being imperfect. I say that with love. Till next Monday.